Thursday afternoon, September 8th, sorry. And I'm just here chilling. You can't see the sign out there where them cars are, but it says Pinkham Notch Visitor Center. So I've talked a little bit about it, but yeah, this is where my old buddy Mikey Stalp and I spent a lot of time working up there in the kitchen doing dishes. I just now went up in there and saw the dining hall and the door leading back to the kitchen. And it seems familiar. It really does. A lot of the stuff I've seen since the Appalachian Trail, or like being up in the Bigelows and seeing the trail and stuff. I don't remember specifically pieces of the trail, of course, because it's been a long time, and it looks like the woods. It's the woods and rocks and roots and all that. I mean, it has a feel to it to where it seems familiar, but I don't remember stuff specifically for the most part. But being in that dining hall, I remember that. And again, I should, because Mikey and I, as I've said before, we stayed in there for days, just doing dishes and eating their good food. And this is where I did my push for the summit of Mount Washington out of. And again, did the hike up and caught the ride down. And then he and I both hitchhiked up. And then we hiked south there on the AT from there. But it's been 30 years, and it's hard to believe. It's definitely cool to be back, and has kind of a I don't know. It's a powerful feeling after all these years, and again to remember something specifically like that. It's pretty cool, and I'm thankful and blessed to be here. That said, met some people today. Went back into Gorham this morning to charge and to eat and coffee and all that there at the McDonald's. And I met this guy that I met yesterday out at a parking lot for the Appalachian Trail when I first came into New Hampshire. And his name's Franz. I didn't get his name yesterday. He's an older gentleman. But today he sat at my table with me there for quite a while and talking. And like I said, his name's Franz. He's from New Jersey. Sounds like he spends a lot of time up here hiking. And he had a kayak on top of his minivan, which he showed me when we went out in the parking lot there at McDonald's too, how he's set up. He's got a cot in there and all. So it's definitely his home away from home. But Franz is a neat old guy. And like I said, from Jersey, and he's got the Jersey accent and all that. And I'm going to say he's probably in his 80s, but I think he gets around pretty good. I met him, and then I went to the butcher shop there in town where I went to it yesterday and got some potato salad, and it was so good. I want to get more today, so I went back there again. Nice people working there. I don't remember the name of it. I'm going to have to look at one of my still shots and see what it is. But this butcher shop / like gift shop and everything right there in Gorham. I met a guy named Greg. It was good to meet you, Greg. Greg, he saw my bike outside. We spoke to each other in there in the when I first came into the shop, because the place was pretty crowded, and he was standing there next to the door, and I spoke to him. And then he had went outside though, and he saw my bike, and then he came back in all excited, asking me if it was mine and all that. So I told him about the trip, and he was telling me that he's an off-road rider, which I was telling him I don't do I don't do it, but I do want to. And so it was good talking to you, good meeting you there, man. And let's see, down here at the Glen Falls a little bit ago, I met a couple women from the UK, Paula and Tina. Just nice gals, and spoke to them for a minute or two, and it's good to meet you guys. And let's see, who else have I met today? Met some folks from Connecticut that I thought they were riding. He had on a Harley Davidson ball cap, and I thought they were a couple that I had seen in town earlier next to their bike in a parking lot. But apparently not. They're driving on this trip. But they do ride, and all that, or he does. And it was good meeting you guys and talking to you guys as well. Off the top of my head, that's all I can think of as far as people today. There might be more. Again, it's a lot to keep track of sometimes. But I'm going to shut this down and head on back to that same camp I had last night. There at Dolly Cobb is what that area is called. White Mountain National Forest. And I'm camping right there next to the Dolly Cobb campground. And again, just in that parking lot, next, pretty close to it. So I'm going to head back there and just chill out the rest of the evening. It's, I think, maybe around 4:30 or something like that now. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and head on back here.